It's April 9th, 2024, and I'm starting my fifth year of these experiments to try to figure out why I'm seeing grass growing up taller around like the added dirt of our driveway as opposed to just kind of generally right around the edges. This year I'm trying to figure out if it has something to do with like the heat from the sun causing them to heat up. I have these tile pieces. Some of them are painted white, like these ones I'm putting down now. And then I've got these black ones, which should hopefully give a good differentiation between whether the sun is working or not. They should transfer the heat and also not curl up a lot better than the cardboard I tried to do this with last year. Though today is still fairly early season and the snow melted away from this area. There was snow here just 3 days ago. That wasn't the first time it melted away. We actually had a pretty low snow year, and particularly through March we've had a decent amount of open ground. So this grass is starting to grow. It's not ideal, but life got in the way. And then I'm putting kind of the dirt, which is how I first observed this, and kind of my, not really a control because this whole thing is an experiment, but it's my more controlled piece just to see if it's something else that's unrelated to the heat. It's now May 4th, 3.5 weeks from when I started this experiment. And while these tiles didn't hold up as well as I was hoping or expecting, there's a decent amount of paint chipping off them. I don't think it changed kind of the outcome of this experiment much at all. It's exciting to see the results of this because I actually got a result that I didn't kind of show a null, and so it kind of says that something was working. There's quite a good bit of grass around these, like tall grass right around these gravel spots. So I guess it wasn't too late for me to do it this year. I see this grass growing up tall, so that's good. And there isn't much around the white. I can maybe convince myself there's a little bit about that around that one, but this one really doesn't have any, and that one maybe a tiny bit, but mostly it's just kind of level grass. There's possibly a little bit. The amount that's around the black painted tiles is not as much as like the gravel spots. There is something, which is really exciting that like something happened. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing something. It's not nearly as distinct as the gravel, but I'm pretty sure there's a little something there, which leads me to believe that this kind of dark growth, because I'm not really seeing much at all on the white, is due to the kind of heat, at least in part. I'd take a guess that it's not just one factor causing this increased grass growth. Because it's only a little bit on these black tiles and a lot on that, I'd expect it's more than one factor. And kind of one thing that is important to note is that while this is like killing off the grass under here, these tiles weren't like pressed down as hard onto the ground as this gravel, kind of fully covering it. And I don't know how much of that makes a difference, whether through heat transfer or killing off grass. So there's the potential that there's other factors at play. Whereas unlike the gravel, although there is still kind of that dead grass, it's just a very different looking under here. So it seems like the heat from the sun is certainly a factor in this, even if it's not the only factor, which, I don't know, gives gives some idea of why it's happening, but certainly can't say for sure entirely why.